What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Under the Rim podcast. And well, we got to see how the Brooklyn Nets meshed up, and how they're going to be playing at least without Kyrie for the foreseeable. I think today are they playing the Bucks tonight? Let me check real quick. Hold on. I'm pretty sure they're playing tonight, but I saw Kyrie was out, so that's why I'm thinking we can at least see how Harden and Durant play against us. This is supposed to be their maybe second biggest competitor alongside the Sixers. Let me see here. Yeah, are they playing the Bucks tonight? Yeah, they're playing the Bucks. Yeah, so this is supposed to be their biggest competitor in the East, at least. When it comes to the either 76ers or the Bucks, this is supposed to be who's gonna match up to them before they get to the finals. Unless they have some sort of sleeper like Miami again in the East. But I'm thinking it's either the 76ers or the Bucks. We saw they match. Harden dropped a 30-point triple double. KD dropped 42 like it was nothing. They completely not blew out, but they won the game. They won the game. It wasn't something crazy, but it's what we expected. We'll see how Kyrie comes back in we'll see how he plays when he comes back in. I don't know, because I was thinking about it. It's like there's only one ball. There's only one ball, and what made Golden State disgusting was that they had a bench that was give you buckets. You got Sean Livingston. You had forget the other names, but everyone on that team it was going crazy alongside Steph, Clay, Draymond. You have like even Zaza was giving you numbers. They would just have random people going off at the most random times. It would give you. But I just remember Sean Livingston's mid range couldn't miss one game. And they played a very team oriented ball. Even when they added KD, it was whoever is open is whoever's taking the shot. You're passing the ball. It's not dribble, 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 like shoot the ball. It's find the open men and do that. But then also when the starters took a rest, you had the bench come in and either cut the lead or tie it up or even take the lead up a little bit. And now you don't really have that on the Nets. And I'm thinking it's just only one dude has at the end of the possession is scoring the ball. It's not all three of them at once. So you break it down like that, and they're not as scary as I think people are hyping them up to be. I'm not even trying to say to convince myself either. I think I still have the Lakers repeating this year and over the Nets, and then maybe I feel like the Nets will come into their own. But I don't know. I feel like just with those three, and then with Kyrie's issues off the court, and then the reason why he left a championship Cleveland team in 2018 was, or I think it was 2017, 2018, whenever he left, is because he wanted to be the dude. He wanted to command his own team, and he went to the Celtics. Didn't happen there, and then now he's on the Nets, and we'll see what happens. He is not even the second best player anymore. He's behind Harden. He's like people are making the jokes. He is the Alfred to the Batman and Robin. He is, and it's gonna wear on him. Like I'm just saying, he has a lot of social issues he's dealing with off the court. He's just bought George Floyd's family a home, which is good dude for doing that. But I swear you can play and you can handle these issues like how LeBron does on the court at the same time. There are a lot of little kids that are looking up to you and wanting to see you play. They come in watching the games, turn on those live streams, everything to see Kyrie play. Kyrie's here. They want to see Kyrie play. You mean a lot to these kids too, and you can do that while promoting a positive message too. But I don't know. It's up to Kyrie. I think the Nets, if you took Kyrie out, they're amazing. If you had the bench that they had with Harden and Durant, lock for the finals. I think it's a lock for the finals. Right now, I think they're a lock for the conference finals. Most likely the finals, when Kyrie comes back. Say Kyrie does come back. Honestly, the Bucks do not scare me. The Bucks, and I was watching First Take just now, and Max was like, I got the Bucks, the Bucks are still a threat, I don't know. I've written off the Bucks completely at this point. Not as in like they don't even have a chance, but I don't want to make it sound like that, but it's just every year I'm hearing the Giannis MVP going into the finals, competing for a title, and then they choke hard, and it's like you have all these expectations on you, and you couldn't take out that Miami team last year. What the hell's wrong with you? It's because it's not even on Giannis. I'm not even gonna put it on Giannis too, but he needs to learn to shoot. They're out coached. The team wasn't hitting shots. Like it's really very easy to build a defense around Giannis. It was like how on that '07 team for the Cavaliers, how when the Spurs played him, one of their main scorers, Larry Hughes, got injured, and everyone just kind of focused on LeBron because no one else could do shit or make their own shot, and they basically made their own. Like they forced LeBron to do everything, and that's how they took out the Cavaliers with ease, And every time I see them build a wall around Giannis and do this defense that the Raptors implemented pretty easily, it completely shuts them down. And yes, I know they have Drew Holiday, which adds defense to the lineup, but Chris Middleton went MIA in the playoffs yesterday. I don't know not yesterday, last year. I don't know where this guy went. Don't know how he was playing so poorly. Drew Holiday, we gotta see. I haven't heard much about Drew this year. I haven't heard anything interesting. I'll go watch the game tonight just to see how these two teams line up and how they play. But I don't know. Nothing is jumping out to me about the Bucks. Nothing is jumping out to me. Same thing with the 76ers. So I might say the Nets are even a lock for the finals either way, unless one of these teams can do something. The Raptors are down and out. They're gone, bro. The Pacers aren't doing anything, bro. The Pacers aren't doing anything. The Magic aren't doing anything. I can honestly say the only team I think can match up well against the Nets, if they play to their fullest potential and they don't choke and they play how we all expect them to play, is the Celtics. I think the Celtics generally, Jason Tatum can match up well. He can score. He can get buckets as long as he doesn't choke. Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker coming back from injury. They have a lot of depth. Marcus Smart, all these different people, bro. They have all these defense, scoring factors, everything. I think they can match up really well, and they have more depth than the Brooklyn Nets, I believe. Honestly, who is their big man? I know whoever the big man is. It's like, I think it's probably better than DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan isn't as good as he used to be. Personally, I think that. But if I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to say, like, I don't know, if you take the Nets and you ask me, like, are they gonna beat the Lakers? I don't think so. I think they might beat, if you give them the little Clippers. I think they beat the Clippers in 6-7. But that's if the Clippers are playing their best and Paul George isn't playing like garbage. If he was playing like last year, Paul George, it's an easy 5-6 game series. I think they beat the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets aren't ready yet because Jamal Murray kind of just like receded back into like the shell he came out of last year. Jazz, no one's worried about the Jazz. Golden State's still injured. I think as soon as Clay comes back and they add a little bit more depth, then they're back into top 3 seed. I think everyone's sleeping on Golden State right now. You saw Steph drop a casual 60 bomb like it was nothing. That's him by himself. And also Draymond is just he is literally doing nothing without Steph and Clay, bro. He needs that team to be something. And when you get all 3 of them, then like it's just all 3 of them just mesh really well together. I think the Warriors are gonna be back. But when I'm talking about the Nets here, I'm looking at how they play and I'm just looking Durant get buckets seamlessly. I was thinking about this man's Achilles and I was like, yo, this guy suffered one of the worst injuries you could possibly suffer. I think it was either ACL, Achilles, or whatever he had. He had one of the worst injuries you could possibly get in basketball. That is a career-ending injury, and only one man has been able to return like somewhat like as he was before, and those Dominique Wilkins. He wasn't as explosive, but he was still good, very good. And Durant returned like he never lost a step. He returned like nothing happened, honestly. And if you ask me, it's crazy because I think if Kyrie and Kevin are playing well, I think they can mesh really well. But I don't think all 3 of them. I think it needs to be only a duo. I think it. All right, like I'm just thinking to myself, like, you take the 3 of them, and I think it's too much. But if you take 2 of them, I don't think Kyrie and Harden would work out well. I think Harden, Durant, or Kyrie and Durant. That's what I think. I think the 3 of them it's too much. I think the Nets gave up too much, especially all those picks. I saw this picture when he first got traded, and it was the picture of the Garnett, Paul Pierce to the Nets trade, and it kind of reminded me of that. Not as they're that old, but I feel like it could be too much. You're stacking too much on one plate, and we just got to see how it is. I'm gonna probably watch the game tonight, watch a few Nets games, see how they're going, see how they're playing, and then just make another podcast next week. I'll probably interview some of my sources, friends, just talk about it, have a discussion about how the Nets are. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to get off my chest, bro. They dropped insane stats. I had to take a double check at the box score, but if you look at everybody else, it's like 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. Not a lot of things getting done. And when the playoffs come around, that the tempo slows down a bit. The games get a little bit harder. Everything gets a little more tense. Less fouls are being called. Um, we gotta see. And is Durant's body ready for an 82 game season? I think it's less than 82, but is Durant's body ready to hold up? Is Kyrie gonna come back? Is James Harden gonna choke in the playoffs? You never know. We gotta see how those narratives are going and which ones go on, because everyone's like, oh no, Paul George. Look what happened to the Clippers. Paul George was playing like a beast. He's playing like a beast right now. 25 points per game. I think it's like 6 and whatever. And when the playoffs come, he doesn't he plays like himself sometimes, but then in the times that it matters, he's not showing up. So you gotta wonder what's happening there. So that's what I gotta say about the Nets. And personally, I think it's just, again, I think they're locked for the conference finals. 90% sure they're locked for the finals, unless the Bucks figure something out or the Celtics take off. I really don't have any faith in the 76ers. I lost faith in them as soon as they let Jimmy Butler go. So that's them. Every other team in the East is just, I don't know, they're just floating. They're just obstacles you have to get through to get to the finals. Like, they're not gonna do anything to you. It's like the Cavs when LeBron was on it. Like, those teams really weren't obstacles. Not like those teams really weren't contenders. Like, LeBron just went through them. Like, everyone said they could have contended, but it's just, they're so good that it's just like hurdles you have to cross. So there you go. I got Nets Lakers in the finals. I got the Lakers going 6-7 games depending on who's playing, how well the team's meshing. Can I just talk about something real quick? I'm hearing so much chatter about the MVP discussion and the early MVP race and who's gonna win it and who I think going on. I honestly think right now it is down to Luka and LeBron. My early prediction was Luka, because I thought they just stopped giving a rat's thought about LeBron. I was just like, no more MVPs for him. He's won too much. Voter fatigue. Things like that. But he's number one of the MVP rankings right now. He's playing at an all-time level. Not one of his best years. Not like Miami or 2018 LeBron, but he's still putting work in. He's doing like 25 points per game, like 7 and 8, something like that. 7-7, 8 and 7, something like that. And then Luka, he's like 26, 27 points per game and like 8 and 9, almost averaging a triple double. So I think if Luka were to move a little bit higher on the conference standings, he might be a lock for MVP. Same, but if LeBron still plays well and still averages, I think, at least 25 points per game, and then same things he's doing now, and stays number one, I think LeBron's the MVP. Obvious MVP, honestly, unless something goes crazy and someone starts averaging 50 points per game to pull a team into the playoffs. I don't think that's gonna happen, but there's my first early prediction for MVP. I'm gonna drop a whole video on it this Wednesday on my YouTube channel. They call me Mythic. My predictions for Sixth Man of the Year, redo the MVP, but go more in depth into it. Defensive Player of the Year, my conference finals predictions, what I think is gonna happen, seeding, just all of that for this upcoming year. It's gonna be dropped this Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. Just be on the lookout for my podcast next week, Monday too. I'm gonna try and get an interview in and try and get interview done. It's a little bit different than the usual, just me here giving my thoughts. But again, I want to thank you guys so much for listening. And again, if you guys want to check out any other content I make this Wednesday, every Wednesday, I'm dropping new videos on my main YouTube channel, new basketball videos. Every Friday and Saturday from 10 to 1, I'm doing live streams for usually Cold War or any game I'm playing at the moment, like Assassin's Creed. It's going to be twitch.tv/theycallmemythic. Everything is under that name. And just be sure to look out for any new content, any updates. I'll drop like TikToks here and there. That's when I'm just feeling free to make contact, so you can follow that. Got all my links in the description in my bio, either on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. All of that's free. So I will see you guys next week, Monday. Thank you guys so much for listening.